Ganti Rugi Japan untuk Indonesia. Japanese reparations for World War II paid to Indonesia. I've heard a lot of people say different things to me about this. I've had people say that Japan never paid a dime. And, Japan, they definitely paid a dime, but it's not exactly what Indonesia always wanted. A lot of people probably know that after the peace treaty was signed in San Francisco in the early 1950s, Indonesia and Japan didn't actually agree or sign anything about reparations agreements until 1958. March 1958, Indonesia signed and agreed to the reparations plan. While Indonesia was initially asking for something like 18 billion, and then that went all the way down to 800 million, the final agreement was somewhere around $233 million US, with $400 million of agreed investment and economic involvement from Japan as well. The question is, where did this all come from? Where did it go to? Where was it used for? What was it used for? From that book yesterday, I'm going to show an article or one section of it that is all about Japanese payments and where it was going, where it was supposed to go, so that you can have a better understanding exactly where the Japanese money, the reparations money, the Ganti Rugi, actually went. Let's take a look.
So this report is from December 1st, 59, a little bit more than a year and a half after the reparations were agreed to. It's not a long report. It's only about 4 pages. But in that 4 pages, there's some really important information about how the money was being used at that time. So in a second, I have passages highlighted that's going to give us a little bit more insight. So here it shows the actual agreement was for $223 million US payable in goods over 12 years, and $400 million in private cooperation, and debt cancellation of $177 million US. That didn't really affect Japan because they didn't really expect that money back, but that was still part of the deal. Here they talk about where the money was going for 58-59. Small coastal vessels valued at $10 million. You've got textiles valued at $6 million, 2 paper factories. You've got cotton spinning machinery, materials and technical assistance for the construction of a new hotel. I'm not sure if that's Hotel Indonesia or what it was, but it was in Jakarta. Participation in developing the Kalimantan lumber industry, and then participation in Sumatran oil. There was terms that were kind of sticky, and they weren't necessarily agreeing back and forth, but that was part of the deal too. Over time, because of the inflation and things, Indonesia didn't get everything they wanted, but there was reparations paid by Japan.